Hey guys, Coach Whit here. I am with you in the PT room at the gym. I have Kristen videotaping me. We wanted to make a little short video for you today. It was easier, in our opinion, to make a video than try to type all of this out in an email. Don't worry, there will be an email. There will be a Facebook post where you can ask a lot of questions, and hopefully everybody will kind of be on the same page. Okay, so Comptrains, where we get our programming, they are coming out with a new level system. They've already come out with it previously. We didn't want to rush it to you guys, so we decided to wait a little bit longer and make sure that when we rolled it out, everybody was on the same page and everybody was ready to go, okay? So this level system is going to start the first full week in July. That will be July 5th, and we'll start going from there, okay? We've done levels before in the past. This is going to be similar to that in some ways, but also different. So let's kind of talk about what the levels are, how it's going to kind of be the same, and how it'll be different. All right, so starting July 5th, when you open up Sugar WOD in the morning, you're going to see three different options. We've got a compete option, we've got a train option, and then we've got a sweat option. Okay, so three different things that you can choose from. Now, you're not going to choose from each one each day. Okay, these are not ability based, they're more kind of spread out, they're based on your goals. So let's talk about what these mean. Okay, so a compete athlete could be a 21-year-old kid, a 70-year-old woman. Anybody that wants to be better and get better at CrossFit is going to follow the compete track. Okay, in the compete track, you're going to see heavier weights, you're going to see higher skill gymnastics, higher volume gymnastics, muscle ups, pistols, handstand push-ups, things like that. Okay, compete, anybody that wants to be better at CrossFit. The train track, that's a cool one, right? The train athlete is someone who wants to get fitter, but wants to get fitter for an outside sport. So I've got my golfing buddy in my mind, or a high school baseball player, or a gymnast, or something like that. Somebody who wants to be fitter, but wants to be fitter to be better at their outside sport. Okay, so this athlete is going to still do most of the weight, they're still going to do most of the movements, but they're not going to do the kipping movements at high intensity. We don't want to put ourselves at any higher risk of injury. Okay, so that being said, let's say there was a day there was muscle ups or something like that. The train athlete can practice the muscle up, can practice that handstand push up, whatever they want, but at 3, 2, 1, go, they're going to scale that to some kind of strict movement, so they're not performing that high intensity exercise for those kipping movements, okay? And then the sweat athlete. The sweat athlete is somebody that comes in, they want to burn some calories, they're here to see their friends, hang out, and they just want to get a good workout in and they want to go home, okay? So they're not necessarily training for CrossFit, they're not necessarily training for another sport outside of CrossFit. They want to burn some calories, give some high fives, and then go on about their day. Okay, so those are the three different levels. Compete, anybody that wants to be better at CrossFit. Train, somebody that wants to be fitter, but in the context of another sport or an outside activity. And then sweat is going to be your athlete that's just here to get it in and go on about their business. Okay, so let's talk just really quickly about how this is going to look. When you open up Sugar WOD on July 5th, you're going to see a workout that's going to look like this. This is a workout that we did on Wednesday this week. You'll see three different tracks. There will be three different leaderboards in this case. Some days, compete, train, and sweat might be the same. Some days these two might be the same. It just really depends based on what the workout is. That kind of determines where you'll log your score there. Okay, so in our case here, every 4 minutes for 6 rounds, the compete athlete's going to do 12 likely kipping pull-ups, 21 kettlebell swings, that's the blue for the guys, orange for the girls, and then a 400-meter run. Okay, the train athlete is going to do the same weight, do the same run, but he or she is going to do strict pull-ups because we're not gonna do that high rep gymnastics kipping skill at intensity, okay? And then the sweat athlete still does the pull-ups, still does the run, the kipping pull-ups, the run, still does the kettlebell swing. They just do that at a lighter weight. So the orange for the guys, and then what equals the green for the girls would be the RX there, okay? Each one, compete, train, and scaled, will have an RX, or not scaled, sweat, compete, train, and scaled, will have an RX and a scaled option within that track, okay? So maybe you're the compete athlete that wants to get better at CrossFit, but you don't have a kipping pull-up. That's fine. You'll do a jumping pull-up or a ring row or whatever the case may be, a banded pull-up. You'll still log your score under compete. You'll just put it in as scaled, okay? The train athlete, maybe you've got 3 or 4 strict pull-ups around, but not 8. You're gonna log your score under train. You'd put that in as scaled on that train track, okay? The sweat athlete, maybe you got the pull-ups, maybe you got the run, maybe we're still not at that green or orange kettlebell. In that case, you'd still log your score under the sweat track, and you would log that as RX or scale, okay? So each track has its own RX or scale, and the idea, again, is that this is goal-based, not ability-based. So when I come into the gym, I'm not gonna say, oh crap, I can't do compete today, so I'm gonna hop down here and do sweat. That's not how it works, okay? These aren't based on your ability, these are based on your goals. So if you do compete today, you're gonna do compete tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, right? That being said, let's say you're a sweat or a train athlete, and maybe you decide that you wanna get better at CrossFit. Can you switch to compete, or could you go from compete down to train or bounce around? Yes, you can, but we're not bouncing around daily or even weekly, right? If you're a sweat athlete and you come and you talk to one of your coaches and you say, hey, I think that I want to maybe move to compete, we'll talk with you, we'll help you set out like a good time frame to kind of do that, and then maybe starting that next week or the first of next month or whatever it is, then maybe you jump on the compete track and you stay there, okay? So again, it's not, I come in, crap, I can't do compete, I'm gonna hop down and do this because I can do this. That's not how it works, okay? You're gonna choose one, you're gonna stick with that one, and you're gonna stay there until either your goals change or you decide that you want to kind of move up or move down, okay? And really, these are not moving up or moving down, these are all equals, right? Sweat is not a scaled version of compete. Train is not a better version than sweat. It doesn't work like that. All 3 of these are equal. In hindsight, maybe I should have wrote them out equally. But anyways, hopefully you guys get the idea. Compete, train, sweat. You're gonna choose one. You're gonna stick with that until your goals change. When you open up Sugar Wad in the morning, you'll see the options. You'll know, hey, I'm a sweat athlete, I'm a compete athlete, whatever. You'll go under that track. You'll log in your score, RX or scaled, in that track, okay? So I think the biggest thing for most of us is just going to be to get out of that mindset that this is a scaled version of this, that's a scaled version of this. That's not the case, okay? Sweat is just as much RX as compete. The only difference is, again, that athlete has a different goal. They're here for another reason, okay? So I hope that makes some kind of sense. If not, leave questions down below. We have a graphic that we're also going to be sharing. We're going to send out emails. We'll have a Facebook post. Ask questions. Ask your coaches. We're excited about this. Comptrain has already been doing it for a while. They really love it. We wanted to make sure it was good to go before we brought it to you guys. So hopefully you guys like it, and hopefully you can even get more out of your training now that we're kind of accommodating everybody's goals, and hopefully everybody will kind of get on the right track and like it and really see some progress, okay? Any questions, leave them down below, shoot us a message, and we'll see you on July 5th. Later.